Hey up viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist. Welcome back to another round of Reddit with myself and Phil. How you doing, Phil?
I am feeling successful. I have reached eternal godlike status. I have risen to the highest level of enlightenment, and I have 50,000 million pounds in front of me.
Good Lord.
As if. But I think it's time to have a bit of British success.
British success.
And I like how the subreddit picture is a little digestive biscuit going into a nice cup of tea and not dissolving as it is wont to do, usually.
Rich tea is supposed to be the absolute worst for that, aren't they? You
yes,
dip them in
rich
and
tea. Oh God, yes,
immediately
rich
break
tea,
apart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes, although I don't mind. I've had a cup of tea before, right, in the past, or no, even a cup of coffee actually, where I put a chocolate digestive in, and the chocolate actually came and melted off, and my God, it tasted like a chocolate coffee.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Probably sounds like it would be quite delicious, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Indeed. Okay, right, well, we'll start off then with the top one. 3 British successes, actually.
Oh my God, this person is cheating the system.
They are indeed, aren't they, Phil? Number 1, got an unexpected £100 bonus payment at work as a thank you for being flexible when the flexibility actually worked to my advantage and I worked 3 hours less than a usual day. Next day came top in an interview process and scored a 10k promotion. Ordered a very expensive bottle of cognac to celebrate said promotion. It arrived with minor damage to the packaging. Amazon instantly refunded the entire price and didn't want it returned. Apparently I should dispose of the contents myself. Well, okay then.
Wow, this person's done really well.
I know. Just one of those days, I guess, where it's like one success after another one.
Oh no, that is real. Yeah. That's absolutely fantastic. That.
Though I imagine at first when you got the bottle of cognac and you saw the minor damage, you probably thought, oh, here we go. The luck is ended.
It's all about to go tits up, yeah.
Nope, rule of 3.
And they helped. And Amazon actually doing something good, blimey.
Indeed.
That's something.
You wouldn't have thunk it, would you?
Well done to that guy for getting all those things. It's nice when you get things like that, isn't it? It really is.
First comment I see on here is, thanks for dampening my mood on the tenner I won on a scratch card, you lucky git. There we are.
That's... I might try some scratch cards again because they're always a bit of fun, isn't it? Scratch card, you never know if you get anything. Unfortunately, sorry, yes, I'll let you speak. I'm just saying that my grandma used to have like loads of scratch cards that she'd have in a desk, and she did it for so long.
Yeah.
Okay. Never won anything.
Of course she didn't.
Not a single thing. Yeah.
So stacked against you. Yeah. I was just going to say, sometimes I think, every once in a while, maybe it would be worth just like getting, I don't know, like a £1 lotto ticket or something.
Yeah.
Because it's only like £1 every so often, in it to win it and all that. Use the same numbers every time. And that way, you never know. But like I say, with these things, odds are always incredibly highly stacked against you. So
yeah, that's the thing.
Let's have a bit of a flutter. Yes. Next
right.
one then for you, Phil.
Okay, we're going to listen to someone saving a life. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So this person's a 999 call handler, and I have to share what has just happened. I took a call about a male on a bridge over dual carriageway from a passerby. The passerby then took it upon himself to talk to this young lad and find out about him, even sat on the edge with him. He ultimately convinced this kid to come back over the barrier and not jump. He saved someone's life, and it's not even 6 a.m. When I told him he saved a life, his response, nah, it's no bother, mate.
Well, that's a real good Samaritan out there, by the sound of it. Faith in humanity restored, I guess.
It's an awful situation, isn't it, when people contemplate the big S. Yeah.
But usually, I don't know, from what I hear, you ever encounter someone like that, best thing to do isn't necessarily to sort of sit there and say, oh, don't do it. It's actually just to sit down to and just talk about whatever. And just kind of like distract them away from it, and then maybe just try and slowly get them to open up.
Because it gets to the point where their lives are becoming a bit too hectic for them, isn't it? And they're just really struggling to cope.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. But it's good that he was helping out so I suppose he was helping out while he called 999 then.
Yeah.
And tried to get him back. Because I've heard as well that people, when they jump off various things to kill themselves, they actually and they survive. They come back to say as soon as they've jumped, they regret it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. You do hear that quite a lot from people who do survive suicide attempts that, they do feel that regret immediately afterwards. But I know you have to be in a pretty dark place mentally to contemplate suicide. But I mean, it is one of the big killers, though, particularly of like a lot of young men in Britain today. So. It's mental health, one of those things which increasingly we have to be more and more aware of these days.
Yes. Especially since in the past it wasn't viewed much, and you'd get sent off straight away if you even displayed any sort of mental health.
Indeed. Yeah, well, number 3 then. Getting my butt filled, says this third one. But at last, glorious rain, so much that my water butt was overflowing this morning. Thank God. Yes, that was good. I was wondering what direction that was going in there, but somebody made a sneaky little pun, which was...
Thank you, 10 Myth in the comments. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, a water butt. Now, I don't know if that's a British thing. Particularly, but if it is, for the viewers who are not so British, a water butt is like a big barrel that usually gets put under a gutter. So when it's like raining really heavily, it drains down to the gutter into the butt and collects in there, so it just doesn't go everywhere.
Indeed, yeah. I remember my grandparents on my mother's side used to have one at a house they once lived at. This is quite a few years ago. It's going back when I was still a kid, but they had like a big water butt outside. But the problem with it is because obviously it's like gutter water. It's all a bit stanky and stagnant, so it's not the nicest of sights, but yes, indeed.
Not the nicest of sights, but it helps to get the rainwater away, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, on to the next one. After a week and a half in America, I'm honestly so grateful to be British. Wait a minute, I've just read that one, and that was supposed to be you, wasn't it?
Well, it's actually good read that, because that one for me is up at the top, as I said earlier.
Of course it is, yeah.
I can carry on with...
In case anyone doesn't know what we mean, just before we started recording, we always check with these Reddits that the post that I'm seeing on my screen and the what Phil's seeing on his screen match up, so we know that, there's no one's odd now, but there was an odd one out on this one. It's this one, because this one was the top on Phil's screen, but not on mine, so, yeah. Shall I read it, continue reading with it then?
Yeah.
Okay,
I will. What they're saying about this.
Yeah. After a week and a half in America, I'm honestly so grateful to be British. Horrible culture, impossible to do anything without a car. I looked at walking to a church 2 miles away. Because of all the roads, it's a 2-hour walk. A health service that screws people over. I met one man forking out a king's ransom for medicine caused by getting medical treatment which his employer insisted on. The whole country seems to be a mixture of houses, massive out-of-town shops and fast food chain restaurants and roads connecting them. Everything is so expensive too. People here are eating out rather than cooking because it's cheaper. I've been here a week and a half and can count on one hand the number of meals I've had that have been served in a proper porcelain bowl or plate. Everything is on paper plates or plastic. Even the hotel has plastic cups and no glasses or mugs. Everything is disposable. It's like being back in the 1990s with the level of waste and lack of recycling. It's no wonder Americans are all medicated up to the hilt or addicted to therapy. I'm depressed as hell and I'm only staying here. I'm grateful to be British, a real British success.
Oh dear.
Oof.
That's a lot of well, mind you, we'll have some things that are terrible, but I can see. But that was a weird one. Church, it was 2 miles away. It was a 2-hour walk.
Yeah.
Well, that was
take a detour or something, I'm assuming, in order to get to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's not talk. We've talked quite a few times about the health system.
Indeed,
the health system in the US is diabolical.
Yeah. I'm curious though, whereabouts in the US this OP has been to exactly, because I don't know, is it really like that all across the United States, or is it like dependent on which state you're in, things like this, or which town?
Yeah,
city,
it probably will be, won't it?
Indeed.
I'm interested to know about the people eating out rather than cooking, because it's actually cheaper to do that. So it's more expensive to obtain the ingredients from the supermarkets to make like a meal or something.
Sounds like that's what he's saying, but I'm just looking at some of the comments. Like Les Sheepherder 6222 said disposable crockery and cutlery in restaurants and bars are pretty rare. Don't know where OP was going. Strictly southern barbecue joints and taco stands? Recycling varies based on what municipality you're in. Some places have excellent multifaceted recycling programs, and other communities decide that they hate paying taxes more than letting garbage pile up in their houses. So you probably OP probably was just in an area that didn't have these things. I'm sure there are plenty of other places in America that are not quite like that.
Yeah, like I've obviously moved to America back in 2008, and we didn't have things like that because we were mostly in these sort of like outback areas, Wyoming, Colorado, and Montana, and it was a nice area, lots of open space, and we had a great time, and we met a lot of nice people as well.
Yeah, indeed.
Go with my accent,
there's good and bad in every country. Always remember that, ladies and gentlemen.
Always remember that.
Yeah. Okay, over to you then.
Mistakenly bought a train ticket for the wrong date. Ticket lady pretended to charge me 40 quid. No money was taken from my account. So I stupidly bought a ticket for the following week and didn't realise until I was on the train. Oh no. Explained to the very kind ticket lady who spent 5 minutes searching for the cheapest ticket and was incredibly understanding. She found one for over £40. I paid contactless, but the money was never taken, so I presume someone cancelled. Isn't that nice? So wherever you are, your kind soul couldn't be more grateful.
Interesting, yeah. Assuming that is that there just wasn't some glitch with the technology.
It gets charged later, as the this unable guy in the comment says. Yeah, it may get charged at a later date.
Okay.
But the OP has come back and said not appearing in some pending transactions.
Okay.
Contactless placement. No, yes, they do. They do appear in pending. I've noticed that when I pay with contactless, it goes straight into pending. So if it hasn't gone into his pending, it's almost definite that he hasn't had the this £40 paid.
Indeed.
That was nice.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Always again nice when you have that lovely Samaritan kind of person who is very understanding and manages to sort of accommodate you in spite of your mistakes that you've made.
I haven't been on a train in a while. I do remember. Train tickets do seem to be just creeping up and up, don't they?
Yeah. Last time I went on a train must have been. Actually, it would have been in Munich, wouldn't it?
Yes, that would be the last time we were in the train. But we had we had a special ticket that was. We went there in August, and we had a special ticket that was like €9, and it was allowed us free travel on any of the network. For the whole of August.
It was good, wasn't it? It was a special offer, I think, wasn't it? Since they had the championships, the athletics, whatever it was.
Yeah, that was the last time. Yeah, that was the last time we'd have been on a train. Yeah, but I haven't been on a train in the UK in a very long time.
The German trains,
They're very good.
They are very good. Yeah, it's funny though, right? Because I was. Sorry, I'm digressing a bit here. I'm on the subject of German railways. So I once saw a short on YouTube, a video, one of these like kind of little skits that various channels make about a German experiencing UK rail system and sort of being very complimentary about how it ran on time and how Deutsche Bahn is nothing like this. And I'm like sat there watching it thinking, is this for real? Is this how Germans actually feel about the UK rail system? Because as a British person, I feel like the UK rail system is absolute dog shit. And compared to what was...
It can be at times. To be fair, there are times when it can be good.
Yeah,
but they have you do have the delays in trains. I've had that before when I've been at the station, and then you get a ding, the 1649 service to York has been delayed by 10 minutes.
Yes.
Here we go.
And then you get another ding several minutes later saying it's been delayed by another 20 minutes or something due to leaves on the line or something like that. Yeah, indeed. Well, next one then.
Okay.
I took this week off work and all I've done is watch documentaries and eat nearly a kilo of various cheeses. Best week ever. Okay. I've also lazily done washing as the weather has been too good not to get everything clean and hanging outside. Makes me feel like less of a glutton/indoor gremlin. Yeah, live it up however you want.
I don't have that one at all.
Oh, do you not have that one? Okay, yeah. It's being a bit funny, that's all. Just like for some reason on my page I see them. Well, I'll chat about this one for a bit, but I say to the OP, you just do you. If that's how you want to spend your week off work, then spend your week off work in that way.
What was he doing? Sorry, I missed that. I was looking down.
I think the OP might be a she. But basically, took this week off work and all I've done is watch documentaries and eat nearly a kilo of various cheeses. Best week ever.
You spend your time off work however you feel. That's what happens at the end of the day. If you want to just sit and eat and just watch documentaries, you don't have to use your time off to actually do something. That's what you've got these availabilities.
Having said that, the OP has also said they've also done washing as the weather has been too good not to get everything clean and hanging. So it's not like you've been lazy all throughout it. You have got your place spick and span and all that. So good job.
There you go.
There you are, see?
Very nice.
Right, we'll move on to the next one then, since Phil doesn't have that one.
So what's the next one showing for you?
So for the next one it shows for me is the National Lottery.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
We have news about your ticket. Okay. Oh, yes. Hey, look at this guy. He's done it. £2.70 richer this morning, lads.
What will £2.70 afford, I wonder?
Well, you can get a Freddo nowadays, will it?
Freddo.
Can't get... What are Freddos now? Because I know they obviously, originally they were like 35p.
Yeah, they were real cheap.
I am going to do a research on the interwebs of...
The Freddo, yeah.
Let's put in just a normal default. Well, they're mostly kids' chocolate now, aren't they? Although you can have it. Freddos.
Well,
Let's have a look.
You say kids' chocolate, but
so,
you can stuff them down your
here we
throat
go.
if you
An
want.
18-gram Freddo bar from Tesco. Let's have a look at what Tesco say. Okay. So an 18-gram Freddo bar, which is... Okay, yeah, that is quite small. Is 25 pence.
Okay, that's
But it is
not too
quite
bad,
small.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's only 18 grams.
Well, Freddo bars only ever were reasonably small, weren't they? They were never huge.
There's also a Freddo 5-pack, a 90-gram Freddo 5-pack, which is £1.25.
That's not bad. Not bad.
No, it's not. It's not bad. Okay, so should we see? So Sainsbury's have got the same. Here we go, the 18-gram bar. This just goes to show because Sainsbury's is supposed to be the most expensive of the middle-tier shops.
Yeah.
Isn't it? So remember, Tesco are doing it for 25p. Sainsbury's are doing it for, let's have a look, 25p. Okay, so they have not decided to increase it in price. That's.
What about Waitrose? Like one of
God.
the higher end shops. I mean, then again, will they sell Freddos at all? I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't, but...
Asda as well, 25p.
Okay, so it's fairly consistent across the board.
Yeah, it seems to be consistent. I thought that some supermarkets might do it more, but I guess not. I guess they're all sort of charging into the same sort of rate.
Yeah. Congratulations to Apes on their £2.70 winnings from the National Lottery.
Boom, there we go.
Yeah, that'll get you a couple of chocolate bars.
It certainly will, actually, yes.
Right, next one that I see is, today at the beach, I found out that asking owners to pick up their dog's turd has a much better outcome when you're wearing a vest and holding a can of Stella. Yeah.
Yeah, dog turd inspector.
Yes, indeed. Probably because they think you're the sort of person who probably wouldn't be afraid to get a bit rowdy if they gave you some lip or something. Especially the can of Stella part.
Yeah, it's associated, isn't it, with that? But I don't understand people who let their dog shit and then don't pick it up.
Yeah.
Just pick it up.
I know. Some people just have no...
Don't just leave it there, because if you step in it, it's horrendous.
Yeah.
Getting dog shit out of your shoes is awful.
It is. It's horrible, isn't it? Not that that's happened to me anytime recently, but I certainly remember it happening when I was a kid.
Yeah, I bet it happened as well before. Oh my God. It's just horrendous. Yeah, pick it up, please. PSA, people. I know it's a PSA that most people do recognise. If you've got a dog and it poos, please pick it up.
Indeed.
There's doggy bins all over the place. Use them and then put it in there.
Yeah. Thing is, though, sometimes it's not just like frigging dog waste. There's also sometimes a bit of a problem on beaches and places in the UK. It's also just general litter. People just too lazy and they just throw things away and discard it. It's like you see it usually every summer whenever it's really hot and you get lots of crowds of people down on places like Bournemouth Beach and places like that. And then at the end of the day, just like the amount of litter they leave behind is just ridiculous. You think to yourself, why are you leaving it there? Like frigging here in the UK, public bins are so common. They're like pretty much everywhere.
I saw someone throw something on the ground and it was only a few centimetres away from a bin.
Oh, bloody
you
hell.
lazy pile of shit.
I know.
What the hell are you playing at? Like there's
awful.
had a cup there. Put it away.
Indeed, yeah. It's awful. It's just terrible behaviour and should be called out wherever you see it. Indeed.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, on to the next one then.
So we've got this person's Aldi shop. Okay, so they went to Aldi and it came to exactly 50 whole pounds. The checkout assistant gave me a wry smile of approval.
Well, it's always that weirdly satisfying feeling, isn't it, when you get a nice whole sort of
Whole figure.
good number like that, yeah.
Also, if you went to Aldi, you must have nearly bought the shop out for 50 quid. You know how cheap stuff is in Aldi.
Your trolleys must have been piled up.
I know. For 50 quid. Oh my
Yeah.
God, the amount of stuff you can get from Lidl or Aldi for 50 quid. It's so cheap. I went the other day for the famous Lidl bakery.
Oh, yeah.
As it's very well known. I went to get a cookie because I wanted to try one of these, because they do the big cookies.
Yeah.
You know how much it was? 45p.
I know, it's good, isn't it?
So cheap.
Yeah, get like a
45p.
baguette for like 35 to somewhere between 35 and 50p or whatever.
I know, it's crazy. It's
Stack up
so
on them.
good. It's so good. You just get-
45p for a pretzel, something like that, and a proper like German breaded pretzel thing. Yeah.
I also got a bar of Aldi's own brand dark chocolate, which was very cheap. And
Yes.
when I had it, it tasted exactly like Cadbury's Bourneville.
There you go then.
Not an ounce in difference.
Indeed.
So that just goes to show you, doesn't it? Really.
Yeah, absolutely. Ever since I started doing my weekly shop at Lidl, I've never really ever looked back. I only really ever do it there because, like I say, it's just so cheap compared to all the other supermarkets, which is great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Right, on to the next one. 5 years ago, someone kindly gifted me a bee hotel. Finally, some bees have moved in. Something for your garden. When I got it, I nailed it to my fence and then left it. Got pretty miserable, no bees were moving in, and just put it out of my mind. Last couple of years I've been getting more and more into gardening, and this year was an enthusiastic participant in No Mow May. We got some buttercups blooming, and I planted some wildflower at the bottom of the garden. When June rolled around, my partner mowed our jungle but left the section I planted my seeds. Unfortunately, still waiting for anything to flower, but I've been seeing bees all over the buttercups. I was just out in the garden now and happened to glance at my neglected bee hotel and noticed some foliage had been packed into some of the holes. I looked it up and it looks as though there's some leafcutter bees taking residence. I'm so happy. Also, if anyone has any advice on low maintenance flowers that attract bees, do let me know. I'm desperate to see more bees. That's good. Good. You want bees.
Taking apart a bit of beekeeping. Yes.
indeed.
At one point, I think my mum was interested in doing some beekeeping. I don't know what's happened. I'll have to ask if she's still interested. But it's always nice doing a bit of. I know there's lots of people with green thumbs, isn't there, around?
Yeah.
And just make sure you don't get stung.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, my mum and dad, they are, keen gardeners, and they have one of these little, like, what we call bee house or bee hotel things, which is basically what it is. It's just like a little, think of it, it kind of looks a bit like a bird house, except it's obviously designed for insects and bees to live in. Basically, it has like a lot of like tubular little wooden tubes and things in it, so they can like
Tubular
crawl
bells,
in.
no.
Yeah, tubular bells.
It's not like Oldfield.
Indeed. But thing is, that's always a good option if, you want to try and attract bees to your garden, but you're not into like full-on beekeeping with like proper hives and things like that. If you just want something really basic, so you can try and get insects and things in your garden. The other sort of like big piece of advice is, if you want to really attract certain insects like bees into your garden, you've got to like plant a variety of flowers and things like that. You've got to like have real biodiversity in your garden. Because that way you've got to give them basically something to be attracted to, essentially. So, gardening tips. There you go.
Yes, there's certain flowers that some bees like, so see what the ones. Hopefully, some people will be able to help you as well.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
On to the next one then. Is it me or is it you? I think it's you, isn't it?
Right. Okay. So this, I don't know if you've heard of the Reddit blackout that's been happening.
I think I have, but because I don't follow Reddit all that much, I don't really actually know what it's all about.
So it's basically they were changing their, as it says in here, they're changing the API to negatively affect third-party apps, so it becomes more difficult. Basically making them going to be shutting down. So a lot of subreddits went private and weren't being used, and they shut them all down. So that's why there's this massive blackout protest to make it all private and everything, because they're doing this this policy. I don't know why they did it. Seems a bit stupid, but it looks like r/British Success was doing it as well.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Getting voices heard and all that.
That's right. That could be what I was discussing with you earlier when I said the "Well, that sucks" subreddit was just showing pictures of things. Their policy was you can only show pictures of things that suck, like vacuum cleaners and things like that, and you can only put in the comments, "Well, that sucks. Well, that sucks." Maybe it's part of it. Maybe they're doing that as part of blackout.
If anyone doesn't know, that was something me and Phil were just talking about before the recording. So in case anyone was wondering, there's a lot of stuff on Reddit that kind of passes me by because, like I say, I'm not an avid watcher of the site. So there's a lot that probably goes on here that I'm completely unaware of. But
I suppose you have that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, on to the next one. Daughter and boyfriend visited me on holiday and got engaged. Oof. Congratulations, I suppose.
Yes, that wow, that is pretty nice, that, isn't it?
Yeah, I work every other month in the US, and my 22-year-old daughter and a 21-year-old BF arranged to come over to visit for 2 weeks and do the whole Disney thing. I'm currently in Orlando. Took some time off so I can enjoy the holiday with them, and one evening, the boyfriend was looking a bit nervous, so I asked him what was wrong. He reached into his pocket, showed me an engagement ring, and asked my permission to ask my daughter to get engaged. He's a great kid, works hard, and adores my daughter, so I said yes. We booked one of the nicer Disney restaurants and got a window seat overlooking the fireworks. On the way back, we stopped for photos and he got down on one knee and asked her. She said yes, and about 100 people around us were cheering and shouting their congratulations. It was a lovely moment. I can't stop smiling about it.
That's fantastic. Yes. Oh, isn't that lovely? We love a bit of heartwarming things like that.
Indeed, we do. Yes. Lovely. Well, not much to say other than
it's nice to get. Well, I'm just saying it's nice to get the sort of blessings of the other person's family.
Indeed.
And I don't mind that. What I am a bit against is proposals in public where they're sort of forced to say yes.
Yeah, that's always quite awkward, isn't it?
Because you got to you sort of got to say yes, then, haven't you?
Yeah.
You can't unless you just run away because it's a bit of an awkward moment. Because you might feel later that I didn't really want to do that.
No, exactly. Yeah, it's one of those things. Pick your time and place, ladies and gentlemen, and be absolutely confident that the feelings are reciprocated from the person you are asking. So don't rush into things. Take your time with dating.
Do not rush into things.
Indeed, yes. There you go. Congratulations to OP and their daughter and her boyfriend. Mm-hmm.
Well done. Thumbs up. And we've got a person now who's cleared their credit card. Got a small bonus from work. Instead of buying something he wanted, he got rid of his credit card bill. That's good.
Yes.
That's good thinking, that.
Always keep on top of your credit card bills, ladies and gentlemen, otherwise they can spiral out of control.
That is why I do not have a credit card and I use a debit card, because I don't want to go through all the hassle of having to. Because for some people, there are some stupid people out there who thinks, oh look, I've got a credit card, it means I'm not paying for anything. I just use it and I'm not actually paying. No, it builds up into a bill.
You do have to pay. Yeah, that's the thing. I do have a credit card myself, but I've not used it in months. The only reason I actually got it in the first place was because when I was property hunting and trying to get mortgages, a lot of them want obviously credit checks, things like that. And the problem is because I've never really had credit cards or anything before. Sometimes I had barely anything of a credit footprint. So as a result, some mortgage applications, things like that, or mortgage inquiry procedures, they would actually struggle to progress them because they're we can't actually really find all that information about you. So I got it, but like I say, I've only ever used it once or twice. I've always kept on top of the bill, so whenever I've used it, same day afterwards, I immediately try and pay the bill off.
That's when you know that you know your funds are going out when you use a debit card.
Yeah, indeed.
That's how I always do it. Okay.
Absolutely. Yes. Right. Next one. Hanging your washing out and it being dry within 30 minutes. British weather at its best. Yes. Absolutely.
Yes. I can say that. Yes. Just the last week I did some washing, put some washing in, and it was there's some really nice weather going on, and I thought, well, don't need to be using the tumble dryer, save on the old electricity.
Indeed. Yeah.
And so I popped it out on the line.
Yeah.
On the washing line, and it dried. Yeah. I did it at about. Around about 8 o'clock in the morning, and come towards the end of the day when it's about 4 or 5 p.m. it was all nice and dry.
Yeah.
It smelled quite nice and fresh as well.
That's what you want to happen, and it's you can then iron it the same day and then it's all done. Yeah. Reminds me, I've actually got a load of things that need ironing right now. A few shirts and t-shirts and stuff. But I'll do that later. Yep.
But it's nice when it so you don't have to rely on your tumble dryer. Yeah.
Yeah. Just reminds me though of like in winter though, when it's cold, things then take ages to dry. If you don't have like a tumble dryer and you just have to air them, it's just annoying. So you have to position them near radiators and stuff so they get the heat from them.
You don't have one, do you?
No, not a tumble dryer, but I don't know. Like this flat that I'm in is well insulated, so it keeps heat fairly well.
So you suppose you can get it. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not really bothered, indeed. Right, over to you.
20 minutes free parking at the hospital. Okay, I made it back after blood test in 19 minutes and then 42 seconds.
Wow, yes. Indeed, that's timing it very tightly, but you made it. You got back there.
That is really tight, that. And getting there straight back, and that was that seems a quick blood test. That usually blood tests take a little longer than that, but it must have been easy to find a vein.
Yeah. Maybe there just wasn't a huge queue ahead of you or schedule or anything like that the doctors were working to, so they were able to just whiz you through fairly quick.
Yeah.
It's fun though. I mean, not fun, sorry. Funny though, isn't it? Like with UK hospitals, where even if you're a patient and if you have to drive in, you still sometimes have to pay charges on the car park, which sometimes I just feel like is one of those things where it's like, I don't know, I feel like if you're a patient, should there not be kind of exemptions? I'm sure there are for things.
No, there should not. Yes, I sort of work in that business.
You do, don't you? You take the money from people who need to go to hospital, you bastard.
Well, I can see what I mean. It's probably not ideal that it's they get charged when they're going there too, because they're ill or in great pain or something like that. But
Indeed.
Okie dokie. Well, I think that's a good place to end it. We've had a good session of British success, and we've seen some various nice things and various crazy things as well.
Yeah, that's a good little sedate and fairly heartwarming round, that one. So plenty of good stuff there. Thanks for joining me, Phil.
Thanks for joining me, Andrew.
Okay, we joined each other. Alright, well, the usual outro spiel, my social media links are all down below, along with my link to the Propagandist channel and all that. And of course, a like's always appreciated if you did enjoy the video, so leave thoughts down below if you have any British success stories, or success stories
of your own,
in general.
yes, exactly.
Indeed. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Right, go down. Oh, shit. Grenade launcher, terrible for that. Alright, you know what, howitzer, maybe we'll just get it out, even though I did say I was going to fucking avoid using it if I could. Still some enemies around somewhere. That guy, that's who's still around here. Come on. Come on. Oh, he's a good weapon, this, I like it. Spread of shots, there we go, that's more how you do it. Come on, close to wave 30 here, which is fantastic if we can do this. Shit. Just trying to get that life, but it's not happening. Boom. Alright. I've got all of you. Oh shit, this is a bad place to be. Right, just gotta find out where the ammo went. Right, you need down.